Hi, my name is Lily, and the other day I just made a Duggar rundown video, so I decided to do a Bates rundown video with each and every Bates family member. Let's get started with the patriarch of the family. William Gilvin Bates, aka Gil, was born in 1965. Yes, his name is Gil Bates, and not Bill Gates. He was born in South Carolina and has two siblings. Gil became a Christian in high school after his football coach began a chapter of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Kelly Jo Callahan was born in 1966. She has three older siblings and two adopted siblings. During childhood, her parents divorced. Her mother remarried 3 times in her adulthood. Gil and Kelly met when they were attending Anderson College. They served on the same ministry team, and Kelly helped tutor Gil in chemistry. They transferred to Carson Newman University together, and Gil proposed while they were still in school. They were wed in 1987. Originally, Gil and Kelly were not sure if they wanted children, or how many they wanted. After reading what the Bible said about children, they decided it would be best to let God decide the size of their family. They made this decision before even getting married. Before garnering attention on reality TV, the Bates claimed they were quite poor. Gil went from a corporate job at Nabisco to owning his own tree service to spend more time with his family. Many of his boys have worked for him at some point. In recent years, Gil has also served as a pastor. When the 19 kids were growing up, they lived in a crowded house and made a lot of their own clothing. When their friends the Duggars got a TLC show, they would often be featured. For a series of episodes, the Duggars even gave them a gift of adding some rooms into their small home. Although Gil did not allow TVs in their home, in 2012 the Bates got their own show on TLC called United Bates of America. It only ran for 1 season due to low ratings. From 2015 until 2021, the Bates did 10 seasons of Bringing Up Bates on Up TV network. The show was canceled with no explanation. That is not odd, however. What many found strange is that Up TV had already been filming the 11th season when they randomly announced a cancellation. After watching many episodes of both Duggar and Bates programs, I can tell you I personally find the Bates far more entertaining. In recent years, Gil was appointed to the board of the IBLP. He was listed in a lawsuit alleging he knew of the essays that Bill Gothard, the leader of the IBLP, committed. I'll probably do a video going in detail about the IBLP. I don't know when Gil joined the IBLP, but it was certainly very early on. He has followed a lot of their teachings, such as modest dress, only wearing skirt for females, courtship over dating, homeschooling, purity rings, no dancing, etc. As time has gone on, though, his recent courting sons have gotten away from some of these rules. For example, it seemed like sons Trace, Lawson, and Nathan did not follow the chaperone rule. That's enough on Gil and Kelly. Let's get into their 19 children. Eldest child, Zachary Gilvin Bates, was born in 1988. Zach was born within a year of his parents' marriage. In 2010, Zach was elected as the youngest county commissioner ever. In 2014, he ran for mayor of Anderson County but lost. In June of 2011, Zach began a relationship with Tennessee native Sarah Reith. Their courtship proposal was featured on 19 Kids and Counting. In July of 2012, the family announced that Sarah had decided to end their courtship. Zach met Whitney Eileen Perkins in 2012 when she was working at Sonic. Whitney had been removed from her parents' home as a teenager and went to live with the Owens family. Many people online find this story kind of weird, and not a lot of the details are known. But in July of 2013, Zach and Whitney entered into a courtship. They admitted they kissed before marriage, although they had planned not to. They got engaged in September of 2013 and were married that December. Whitney and her biological parents made amends, and she and Zach renewed their vows in 2018 so her father could walk her down the aisle. Zach and Whitney have had 4 children: Bradley Gilvin, Casey Lynn, Chloe Eileen, and Jaden Carl. Each child's middle name is a family name. In 2015, Zach graduated from the police academy and worked as a policeman for several years. He did not like the hours and began working for his dad instead. Whitney used to be a realtor, but in 2019, she and Zach's sisters Erin and Carlin began Bates' Sister Boutique. They have been very successful. Michael Christian Bates, also referred to as Michaela, was born in 1990. Growing up, she was the family's seamstress and babysitter. She spent a lot of time helping raise her siblings and nannying. Michaela met Michigan native Brandon Timothy Keilen when she was 19 years old. He is from an IBLP family and has 8 siblings. They spent years in friendship, and she tried not to reveal her feelings to him. In November of 2013, Gil told Michaela a young man had asked to get to know her better. She reminded her parents she was only interested in Brandon, and I suppose it was her lucky day when Gil told her it was indeed Brandon who had asked about her. A month and a day later, Brandon asked her to court. In April of 2015, they got engaged. They spent their entire relationship in long distance as Brandon was living in Chicago at the time. Their relationship was also very long, as he was not allowed to get engaged until he had finished his Bible college program. In August of 2015, they got married. Michaela has stated that they did indeed wait for marriage to kiss. Since 2017, Michaela has shared about her fertility struggles. They have yet to have any children, although they are praying God might give them some if he sees fit. Michaela and Brandon spent the first years of their marriage living in Chicago. While living there, Brandon served as a videographer for the IBLP. They moved back to Tennessee in 2019 so Michaela could study nursing at Tennessee College of Applied Technology. She finished her degree, but doesn't seem to use it as of right now. It is unknown what Brandon does right now, but he helps with Michaela's online store, Keilen's Corner, and he is an author and illustrator of a children's book series entitled Quentin's Quest. Addallee Bates was born in 1991. In 2011, Erin met Charles Stephen Paine III, aka Chad, at an IBLP Valentine's Day banquet. Chad has 9 siblings and is from an IBLP family. Chad's father was actually a former director of the IBLP. They began getting to know one another, and in December of 2012, they began a courtship. In August of 2013, they got engaged, and in that November, they wed. Their wedding was actually featured on 19 Kids and Counting. Chad has been considered by many to be the best fundy husband out there. He always speaks highly of Erin and helps with her family's projects. He's a talented builder, I guess you could say, and after working for someone else for a while, he opened up his own company, Paine Construction, a couple years ago. Erin and Chad have been open that they put their little family first and don't always spend as much time with the whole Bates family as other siblings might. Speaking of their family, early on, Erin endured several miscarriages due to her blood clotting disorder before she was able to have their first child, Charles Stephen Paine IV, aka Carlin. She then went on to have Brooklyn Elise, Everly Hope, and Holland Grace. In 2020, Erin lost one ovary and most of her second. She also faced complications from contracting COVID-19. Erin was not sure if she would be able to have another child, but in January of 2022, she welcomed Finley Marie Paine into the world. Erin has released 4 albums between 2010 and 2016. She's performed on the piano for several Duggar weddings, for which she is infamous for slamming on the keys. As I mentioned earlier, in 2019, Erin co-founded Bates Sister Boutique with her sister Carlin and her sister-in-law Whitney. In 2021, she announced that she no longer helps run the boutique. There's been many speculated reasons for why she left, including conflicting modesty standards, medical issues, conflict between sisters, and spending too much time away from her family. Her mother, Kelly, has picked up some of her slack. Erin now puts more focus into her YouTube channel and into her online store. Erin has actually denounced the IBLP in recent years online, but used to be a very active participant. Bill Gothard introduced her to Chad, and Bill even got his own cake at her wedding. William Lawson, aka Lawson, was born in 1992. Older brother Zach picked out his name. I can say confidently from the amount of time I spend around the fundy snarking community that Lawson is one of the most disliked siblings, or fundies for that matter. People often find him arrogant and annoying. Growing up, Lawson had a landscaping small business and would often loan fairly large sums of money to his parents and his siblings. Lawson now works as a reserve deputy, but he's also been releasing music since 2013. I, as well as many others, consider him to be a good songwriter, but not the best singer. If you want to hear a really good review of Lawson's latest album, check out Gaps with Abigail. I will have her video linked in my description. Lawson has also made a statement about Bill Gothard and the IBLP. Under his sister Erin's Instagram post, he wrote, IBLP and ATI are no longer affiliated with Mr. Gothard. All of us make our own decisions and follow Jesus Christ. People will always let you down. Christ never will. My dad joined the board only around 2 years ago and was unaware of accusations as anyone. I don't support him or his ministry. Lawson and brother Trace attended the insurrection rally, but claimed they were not a part of storming the Capitol. Lawson has been rumored to be courting multiple women, including family friends Jana and Ginger Duggar, but in September of 2020, Lawson began a relationship with Californian actress Tiffany Leanne Espenson. Tiffany is known for appearing on Disney Channel shows and in a Spider-Man film. Tiffany has a master's degree from Liberty University. She is not from an IBLP family and only has one sibling. She was adopted at an early age. In 2021, Lawson proposed in Italy. Just a few days ago, Lawson and Tiffany wed in California. Kenneth Nathaniel, aka Nathan, was born in 1993. Along with friend John Duggar, he founded the nonprofit MediCorps. MediCorps provides disaster relief. There have been reports that the organization steals resources from other relief organizations during tragedy and can be difficult to work with, but that hasn't really been confirmed. Nathan lives in an RV and seems to spend a lot of time in John's home state of Arkansas. Nathan had a failed courtship with Ashley Sawyer, now Hoover, in 2016. They ended things due to having conflict they felt they couldn't get past. They are now on good terms, and Ashley even attended Nathan's wedding. In October of 2020, Nathan began a relationship with Pennsylvania native Esther Joy Keyes. She is from a formerly Mennonite family and has 13 siblings. In May of 2021, he proposed, and in October of 2021, they wed. Nathan and Esther announced on Mother's Day that they would be expecting their first child in October of 2022. Alyssa Joy Bates was born in 1994. Growing up, she was quiet, and living with 19 other people didn't really suit her. She served the family growing up by cooking meals, clothing shopping, and being the family's secretary. She also worked part-time in a flower shop. Alyssa is particularly close with her paternal grandmother, Jane, who is also not known to be very well suited to being around so many children. In 2012, Alyssa started working on Republican Congressman Daniel Webster's campaign for the U.S. House of Reps. Through this work, she met Daniel's Florida native son, John Elliott Webster. I don't think they're an IBLP family, but he does have 5 siblings. In November of 2013, they entered into a courtship. In January of 2014, they got engaged, and that May they got married. Alyssa has since admitted they were not able to wait for marriage to kiss. Following marriage, she moved to Florida with John. They have 4 daughters, Allie Jane, Lexi Mae, Zoe Joy, and Macy Jo. Between her 3rd and 4th child, Alyssa suffered from concerning heart issues. Alyssa and John used to own a commercial cleaning business, but John now works for his family's HVAC business. Tori Lane Bates was born in 1995. In February of 2017, Tori announced she was courting Florida native Robert Ellis Smith III, also known as Bobby. He has 2 younger sisters and is not from an IBLP family. He had actually never heard of courtship before he was connected with the Bates. In September of 2017, they got engaged, and in December of the same year, they got married. In 4 years of marriage, they've since had 3 children, Robert Ellis IV, aka Cade, Coulter Gray, and Charlotte Rain. On Mother's Day of this year, they announced they'll be having their 4th child in August. It's a girl. I've heard others say Tori has a part-time job, but I'm really unsure what she does. She did attend Crown College to get her Bachelor's of Education, I believe. Bobby is the Director of Administration for Best Friend and Brother-in-Law's plumbing company, Tennessee Standard, which we will discuss later in the video. Bobby and Kelton attended Pensacola Christian College together, where Bobby studied Bible and youth ministry. Tori probably is the least active on social media of all her siblings. Trace Whitfield Bates was born in 1997. Trace had a failed relationship with a girl named Chaney Cale. Trace confirmed they were in a relationship in September of 2019, but they had been posting photos together for a few months. In February of 2020, after months of speculation, Trace shared they had broken up. In August of 2021, Trace began a relationship with German-born Lydia Johanna Romake. Sister Josie introduced them. She has 5 siblings, now lives in Tennessee, and her family applied for asylum on the basis of issues with homeschooling in Germany. Trace proposed to Lydia in March of 2022. Their wedding date is not yet known, but they say they will be getting married in the fall. Lydia is a photographer and works at a church. Trace has done trick writing and works for Chad for Paine Construction. Trace and brother Lawson attended the insurrection but claimed they were not a part of storming the Capitol. Carlin Breanne Bates was born in 1998. Carlin is good friends with Joy Duggar Forsyth, and they visit one another often. Erin connected Carlin with Tennessee native Evan Patrick Stewart. He is not from an IBLP family and has 5 siblings. In September of 2016, they began dating. In September of 2017, Gil allowed Carlin and Evan to enter a courtship. In September of 2018, Carlin and Evan got engaged. In May of 2019, they wed. They now have 2 children, Layla Ray and Zaid Patrick. Layla has had a few health concerns, and Carlin is currently having health concerns as I'm filming this video. Carlin co-owns Bates' Sister Boutique, and Evan just finished his electrician training as of this month. In 2021, Carlin posted an offensive video on her Instagram story of several Bates family members playing charades. Lawson and a younger brother were trying to display the prompt hunting. Lawson pretended to shoot at the younger brother, and the brother fell down. The brother off-screen, many who have speculated it either being Nathan, Isaiah, or Trace based off their voice, yelled George Floyd. Some believe this is why the show was canceled, but I personally don't believe UpTV canceled this show because of this, because they were filming with the Bates for the never-released 11th season for weeks after the Instagram story. Josie Kelly Bates was born in 1999. When Alyssa was still in the Bates house, Josie and her roomed alone together since they both prefer a more calm lifestyle. Josie met Tennessee native Kelton Edward Balka in 2014. He is not from an IBLP family and has 4 siblings. The next summer, they became what they called best friends. Later that year, Josie and her parents decided it was best to end the friendship due to Josie's age and immaturity. When Kelton expressed interest in Josie, he was turning 20 while Josie was only turning 16. When Josie ended things, Kelton was very upset and hoped they could get back together one day. In November of 2016, the two reconnected when Kelton accompanied roommate Bobby Smith when he asked Tori to court. After that trip, Josie started texting him again. In August of 2017, they began dating. That fall, Kelton asked for permission to enter a courtship, to which Gil told him he could in January of 2018. In June of 2018, they got engaged, and that October, they got married. They have since had 2 children, Willow Christie and Hazel Sloan. Willow's middle name is Christie to honor Kelton's mother Christie, who passed away during childbirth in the 2010s. They have stated they would love more children, but she has had health concerns, so they are happy if they only end up having their 2 girls. Josie began studying cosmetology in 2016. In May of 2018, she graduated with a degree. She worked for a salon in Knoxville, but now owns her own company called Effortless Beauty. They produce online content, sell beauty and clothing products, and do makeup for weddings and other events. Kelton attended Pensacola Christian College from 2013 to 2017, where he studied finance. When he moved to Tennessee, he began working for a plumbing company, but in 2019, he started his own plumbing company called Tennessee Standard. Katie Grace was born in 2000. In 2018, she began studying cosmetology in Crowd College. She finished her degree but no longer practices. In September of 2019, Katie announced she was in the talking stages with New Jersey native Travis James Clark. Travis has 2 siblings. I don't think he's IBLP, and his extended family has a band. His extended family and his father also run a college in which he attended. In March of 2020, she announced their courtship. Travis proposed in Key West in April 2021. They were married that December. Katie moved to New Jersey with Travis following her wedding. She often goes home for visits or has her siblings or her mother visit her. Travis works from home as a sales rep, and he just finished his degree in May from his family's unaccredited Bible college. He studied media and music ministry. Jackson Ezekiel Bates was born in 2002. He has been known to work for brother-in-law Chad with his company Paine Construction. He has also been seen helping Jessa Duggar Seawald with her home renovation, and he seems to spend quite a bit of his time in Arkansas. Jackson attended Alert and is very interested in the military. Warden Judson Bates was born in 2003. He works with brother-in-law Chad, but hopes to one day open up his own business with brother Trace. Isaiah Courage Bates was born in 2004. I believe he works with brother-in-law Chad, but I also could be very wrong about that. Addallee Hope Bates was born in 2006. She was born with complications that caused her breathing and heart to stop. She survived and was given 2 D's, 2 L's, and 2 E's in her name to remind her that God gave her a second chance at life. She is very close with many of her sisters and often models for Bates Sisters Boutique. Ellie Bridget Bates was born in 2007. She also often models for Carlin and Whitney's boutique. Callie Anna Rose Bates was born in 2009. She was named after a former church member named Roseanne Brown. Judson Wyatt Bates was born in 2010. He was named after Judson Van Deventer, who was a hymn writer. Jeb Colton Bates was born in 2012. His birth was featured in the premiere of United Bates of America. Alright, y'all, that was my rundown for the Bates. If I got anything wrong, please let me know so I can correct it in the description box, and thank you for watching.